Hey everybody, welcome to another ActionFeatures.net Toy Talk review. Today we're taking a look at the DC Collectibles Batman Arkham Asylum Batman vs. Bane action figure 2-pack. This is the first DC Collectibles item I think that we've reviewed on here. I don't remember ever doing any before. We've done some Marvel Select and things like that, Mattel Batman and those kind of things. But EntertainmentEarth.com had checked out our reviews and contacted me and asked if we would like to review this. And so they sent over this review sample to us, which was super nice of them. So thank you very much, EntertainmentEarth.com, for providing this pack. Alright, so let's start off with an inbox. As you can see, we've got the Batman figure here and the incredibly large Bane figure over here. The whole packaging is keeping in line with the DC Collectibles sort of white peeling design that they started up right around the time of the New 52, when the new peeling DC logo was introduced. So all the packaging kind of follows that motif where it looks like it's peeling away. I like it. It's sort of minimal in the design. There's not a lot you can do with a box like this anyway, other than maybe decorating the side panels. You want to be able to see the figures, so this nice large window area is pretty nice. So this design works for this kind of thing. We've got the Batman Arkham type symbol down here, listing of what the characters are inside the pack. This panel along the side features, as long as we can see it without getting too dark, features the Bane figure and the Batman figure. Some credits, sculpted by Phil Ramirez, I'm assuming that's for the Bane, and sculpted by Dave Cortez for the Batman. It also lists the height of each. Bane stands approximately 8 inches high, while Batman stands 6.5. On this side, we've got more of an artistic look at Batman and Bane, sort of closer looks at their heads. The back of the box has a little write-up about the figure pack. It says, reenact the epic battle between the Bat and Bane with a special 2-pack collection of the Dark Knight and the Venom-fueled villain based on their appearance in the critically acclaimed video game Batman Arkham Asylum. It also shows some of the other 2-packs that are available in the line, Mr. Hammer and Harley Quinn, and Sickle and the Penguin. We've got the DC Comics logo down there, and the We Can Be Heroes Justice League thing down there. The top of the box, if I can flip it down, also features a little Batman Arkham symbol at the top, and the bottom of the box just features all that warning stuff as usual. Alright, so that's a good look at it in the box. Let's bust these guys out and take a look at them. And here we have them out of the box. As you can see, the size difference is pretty major when you get out of the box. Bane is big and beefy and a really solid, huge figure compared to the standard size of Batman. Let's take a look at each one of them individually, articulation-wise and sculpt-wise, starting with Batman. I'm going to try and get him off here without knocking everything down. We'll start with Batman here. Now his cape is sort of made of a soft, rubbery plastic, so it's going to get a little tough to make him stand without falling down. Let me get this all focused in and stuff here. There we go. Alright, so here's Batman from the front. It's the standard Arkham City / Arkham Asylum type outfit. The Arkham Origins outfit is more armored, and this is more like your standard type Batman outfit. He's got the black mask, gloves, cape, trunks, whatever you want to say those are. Underwear, maybe? Don't fall down, Batman. The cape is really nice. It's a good sculpt. Like I said, it's made of that softer, pliable, rubbery type plastic. It gets a really good look to it. I've always been more of a fan of cloth capes myself, but I do like the way this looks, and sort of the sculpt where it goes from cowl into cape is really nice. It does get a little restrictive when it comes to moving things around because it does touch the ground, so getting him into like certain stances and things are kind of restricted by how the cape does. There's also some of the articulation that doesn't quite work as well as I'd like, due to a couple missing joints here and there, which we're going to cover right now. He starts off with a ball-jointed head, and that is really nice. It's mounted so that it gets a lot of range of movement here to look all around. You get some really cool looks out of Batman just from just that joint alone. The shoulders are ball-jointed, but they're underneath this cape, so they're a little restricted about how far up they can go. You still get a good amount of movement because it's soft, but it's not like he can go raising his hands above his head or anything like that. He's got a standard hinged elbow and a swivel at the top of the glove. That's the same on that other arm too. There is no waist joint. He's got your standard swivel hips that swivel up and down, the hinged knee, and the same as the gloves, the boots have the swivel at the top. Now, what I was saying before about the lack of some joints is you can't get them in a lot of good sort of fighting poses due to that just being a swivel at the hip and there being no ankle joint. So this isn't a figure that you're going to get a ton of posing out of. It's just kind of a good Batman to have just standing there, or have a cool look on his head, you know, turned off to the side looking at something or something like that. There's a more articulated Arkham-style Batman that's single-carded, but I don't think the sculpt on that one is quite as nice as this one. This one's got sort of the correct proportions all over, and that one seems almost a little small to me from what I've seen it at the store. Alright, so that's Batman. Just to show you, if you only collect like Mattel stuff, here he is next to a Mattel DC Universe Classics Batman. As you can see, he's a bit taller. I think the sculpt is a lot nicer on the DC collectible stuff than it is on the Mattel stuff, since that's just a vanilla sculpt over and over again, whereas this is a really detailed, nice sculpt. Paintwork on it is also really nice. It's got this sort of molded and flesh tone head, so you've got, instead of being a painted jaw, it's got a nice look to it. And I'll have some close-up pictures of that. You can hit the info section and see a whole gallery of these instead of trying to zoom in on this. Let's get Batman out of the way and pull Bane back up. I'm about to zoom back out, I'm sure. Yep. Okay, hang on one second here. Alright. Bane is pretty much the draw of the set for most collectors, in that it's a much superior Bane to the first single-carded version. There's a lot of articulation in this figure, and it's hefty and big. It's got a lot of heft to it. Kind of reminds me of like the Juggernaut or the Thing from Marvel Select, where they're just big, beefy, solid figures. I kind of thought he'd be rotocast, but he's not. He's a really solid, nice figure. Articulation-wise, he's got a ball-jointed head. He's got ball-jointed shoulders. He's got a swivel at the top of his bicep, I guess that is, yeah. And then a hinged elbow, and he's got ball-jointed wrists. You got a lot of movement in there. He's got a hip that's sort of ball-jointed. It swivels out a little bit and goes up and down. And he's got a swivel at the top of the hip where these bands are. And he's got standard hinged knees, and then a ball-jointed ankle, just like that wrist. Sculpt-wise, I really, really like this figure. I think there's veins popping out everywhere, and the straps look really good. He's actually got like a little crook to his toes. You can see like some lines in the toenails. It's just a really cool sculpt. I think they did a fantastic job of capturing the look of the game with this figure. The other really neat thing is this pack and all these hoses that run into the body. They're pliable, they're soft, and they've got sort of a translucent-y orange look to them. And they all plug in. They're permanently stuck inside there, so you don't have to worry about the things popping out on you as you're moving it. They're all in there for good until maybe you break them or something. Paintwork is really nice. It's got a sort of a dirty look to the clothes, sort of a speckled, sort of dirty pattern to the whole body. There's a little bit of, paint wash inside the muscles so they get more definition to them. Overall, this is, for me, more of the highlight of the set, just because there's so much going on with this figure. It just looks really, really good. I'm a sucker for sort of these bigger, beefier characters. I think that about covers everything on him. We had a good look at him from the back and everything here. Yeah. I don't know if I checked for I don't know if I said he has a waist joint, but he does have a waist joint. The joints on him are pretty tight, except for one. There was this bicep swivel was a little loose coming out of the package, but it seems to tighten up now. I should probably mention these paint details in the back too. There's nice little, almost like warning, yellow and black piping on the backpack thing. And there's also some sort of like warning type things painted into the shackles. Just overall a really well done figure. Let's pull Batman out one more time here so you can get a good look at him side by side one last time. Alright, so there they are. Now we're going to grab them up, we're going to take them over to the couch, and give our final thoughts on the set. Again, like I said, hit the info section for the still pictures in case you want a better view than what we offer here. But for now, let's get over to the couch. Hey everybody, we're over at the couch now to give our final thoughts on the DC Direct Batman Arkham Asylum Batman vs. Bane action figure 2-pack. Alright, so there's the box. I've already shown it in the video, but what do you think about the box on these?
They're really cool.
Yeah, obviously we've taken figures out, but I like the big window area.
Yeah.
I like the back of the box. Go ahead.
I like the picture of them on the side.
Yeah, I like the pictures on each side. I just kind of wish that they would have maybe had a picture from the game on here.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
You know, that way you can see what they're supposed to look like in the game and how accurate the figures are to that.
They're pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's still cool, but I just wish that it seems like that's the missing element. There's a lot of white on the back of this box as well.
I have a question about the two figures that they show on the back. Why do the goons are missing an arm? Do they ever
That's
say
the way.
that in the game?
I don't think. I think they were Siamese twins.
Oh.
And maybe that's what it is. And then they were separated there.
Okay.
And so that's why. I think that's what it was.
Oh, okay.
What were you saying?
No, they're different. They just both are have the hands.
Yeah, I think they were twins that were stuck together and then they separated them. Yeah. There's a lot of white on the back of these boxes. And I've noticed that with other of the New 52 figures, there's a lot of white. And that seems like kind of maybe a waste of space, in my opinion. But we're not really boxed collectors anyway, so boxes really don't matter that much to us.
Right.
What were you saying, Keith?
You're right, because they both have the same socks.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. They have the same socks. So that's probably an indicator that they're twins. All right, so let's look at...
both have tattoos.
They both have tattoos. So here we have the Bane and the Batman together. You've already seen these up close in the video and heard about the articulation. Now we're just going to kind of give our thoughts on the figures and the pack as a whole. Start off with Batman. They've done a lot of this Batman in the Arkham lines.
Yeah.
They've changed like his belt. Yeah, buddy, what's up?
We should say which one we think would win against them.
That's a good idea. We will as soon as we finish up about the figures, okay?
Okay.
You remind me. All right, so they've done this Batman a few times. They did him with like a different belt. They did him in like a stealth version without his mask.
I saw the detective version. Is that the same?
Like the bluish colored one? Yeah. And then there was like a battle damage one. And they did like an armored type of one, I think from Arkham Origins. And then they've got the one like you've got, which...
Right.
No, I'm not, sorry, not from Arkham Origins. They did Arkham City one with like armor maybe.
Yeah.
And they got the one that's in Arkham Origins. And the Arkham Origins version is a lot different than this version. It's a pretty different suit. This is more of your...
Cool.
Yeah. That feels like more like an armored suit, and this feels like more like a standard Batman suit.
Something Batman will wear earlier on in his career, so
like
that game takes place.
Or late in his career. It kind of reminds me of Dark Knight Returns. But anyway, we're not talking about that one. We're talking about this one. So it's pretty much a standard Batman in this pack. There's no battle damage or anything like that. Yeah, buddy?
From the cartoon, I'm like a cartoon of Batman.
Yeah.
They should make in the game him have a jet so he can glide up too.
Yeah, well, in Arkham Origins, he does fly around in a jet a little bit.
No, with that game.
Oh, okay. He should have had a jet in this game?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because it was in the cartoons.
Well, this figure is based off the game, though, and he does wear the outfit from the cartoon in the game at one point within the different skins. This is just kind of your standard Batman, which is a cool figure to have, and I'm glad it wasn't like a battle damage or something like that in this pack, and just a standard Batman. The only drawback for that, though, is for people that already had Batman.
Yeah.
Maybe getting the pack again would kind of stink because you're getting another Batman.
Right.
That's just a standard Batman. But for somebody that doesn't have a Batman yet, like we don't have this Batman yet, it was a cool figure to have. The real draw of the pack from the people that are collecting this line already was this Bane.
Yeah, that Bane is awesome.
He's huge. The first Bane they did in Arkham was, I think, an Arkham Asylum Bane. This is an Arkham City Bane, right? Is that what the front of the box says?
No, it's Batman Arkham Asylum.
Wait, it is? No, I thought it said Arkham City.
It's Asylum.
Oh, you're right. It is Arkham Asylum. Well, either way, the first one I think that they made was Arkham Asylum as well, but it wasn't very articulate. It was like hunched over, and the legs didn't move.
Yeah.
It was just a strange figure. So everybody was hoping that they would go back and redo him, and the way they went back and redid him was they did him in this 2-pack, along with doing the other large characters, Hammer and Sickle, which we were just kind of talking about. And the way they were doing these was they were able to do a large sculpt and re-release it with a figure they've already done to kind of cut down on the costs of these bigger guys. So that was the big draw of the pack, is this Bane for the guys that were already collecting it. For a person that isn't collecting it so far like us, it's a cool pack because you get a main guy and a main bad guy in one pack. It's a good starter pack for the entire line. And the cost on it is $50 for the pack, which most DC collectibles are $25 now anyway. So it's kind of like the cost of 2 figures put into one pack. Yeah,
they should do a 50 because he's huge and he's pretty huge too.
There you go. Yeah, it should be 50. You're right. So the cost is kind of split between this guy taking up so much of the cost and then a re-release of another figure.
Right.
It's the same with the other 2 packs. You get a figure you've already had. Except the Bane is, I think, bigger than both the Hammer and the Sickle figure.
Yeah.
The Bane figure is really big.
He's bigger than all of them.
Yeah, he's really, really big. Overall, I think it's a really solid pack, especially for somebody that's just starting out. What do you think about the pack?
Wait.
Oh, yeah.
If they made...
What you thought?
If they made Clayface, then they would be the same size.
They are going to make a Clayface.
Then they'll be the same size.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be.
Clayface is pretty big.
Yeah, he is pretty big. What were you going to say about the pack?
I like that they did that as a 2-pack because they could really do anyone since all the guys were in that game. But that was like one of the main fights in the game.
Batman versus Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense, to include the Batman with him. I think, I don't know, I guess those goons, I can't remember really if those goons, I think that Hammer was with Harley at one point.
Yeah.
So the pairings, I think the pairings all make sense. I think a lot of people are upset that they had to buy this Batman again to get this Bane.
Yeah.
But what can you do? What else are you going to pair it with, really? You know? Yeah, buddy.
But Sickle was not with Penguin.
He wasn't?
No, he wasn't.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I played
Sickle
that one.
didn't know one.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He was
I haven't
not
played it
one.
in a while.
No, you beat the whole game, I think.
Yeah, but I haven't played that one in a while.
Yeah.
I've been playing Origins. Now that they're getting into Origins, they're doing a lot of larger characters. They did like a big Killer Croc, and they did a big Bane. I don't think it was as big as this one. Plus,
he wasn't as big in that game.
yeah, the design for Bane is more like just like a leather jacket and pants and stuff like that, and it's not like a really jacked up version. So for my money, I think this is the best Bane of the Arkham lines. I think it's just a really cool, big, solid figure, and this is a really cool Batman just to have a Batman.
And also about the Bane, I like the back that he has that.
The backpack thing, that's really neat looking.
That is awesome.
Entertainment
I
Earth.
like that all the cords go in it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Entertainment Earth was really nice to send us over this pack.
Yeah.
If you're looking to pick up this pack, I'll have a link in the info section to pick it up from them. I don't actually collect this line. I was going to get in on it at the beginning, but I didn't. Yeah. And then I saw that Bane, they released single card, and I was like, I don't really like that Bane. And then when I saw this was pictured, I was like, wow, that pack's really cool. Had I bought it from then on out, I would really be excited about that pack.
Yeah.
I think Matt at my comic shop got one.
You picked it up for me.
That's right. And so when they said they were going to send us this, I was like, oh, that's really cool, but I'm going to give it to the kids. So Keaton wanted the Bane, and Blaze wanted the Batman to put it with his collection. So they thank you, Entertainment Earth. It was very kind of you to send these over.
And I know the perfect guy to face with Bane.
Who's going to fight Bane?
But he's not from Batman.
Yeah, what is he?
He's, Thing.
The Thing? Marvel Select Thing? Yeah, it's a big chunky figure like that. This is a really heavy, solid figure like that Thing figure is.
And also Thing is.
Yeah. I thought this figure was going to be rotocast, like a sort of a squishier material, but he's really solid, really heavy. If you want to check out pictures of this pack, there'll be also a link in the info section if you're watching this on YouTube. That'll take you to a whole gallery of still pictures of these that the boys are going to let me take pictures of them before they put them in their own collections.
Right.
I guess that about wraps it up. Cool pack. I think it was a good value for the money. Both are solid figures, especially if you're starting off with the line. Anything else to add?
Thanks to the company that gave it to us.
Wait, what about
the fight, yeah. Who would win in a fight between these two?
Yeah.
You gotta go Batman.
I'll go Bane, because what if he gets more core?
Oh, what if he gets more Venom? Plus, he did break Batman once. He did beat Batman at one point.
He break his back.
I guess it all depends on how good of a player you're at the game.
I
think I lost to Bane a couple times.
Wait, what if Bane took Batman's belt?
I ended up going
He might take his belt, too.
You lost a couple of times. I ended up going upstairs, and you came up when you beat him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, you want to set those over there? All right, thanks again, Entertainment Earth, and keep watching the YouTube channel for more Batman reviews, Star Wars Black Series reviews, anything we decide to review, it'll be on here. And we'll see you guys next time.
Wait, can I say one?
Yep,
Yeah. I'm excited to review more of the Black Series figures since I'm starting to get into that line.
That's right. I was trying to do the catch-up. You know, you were saying we should get them caught up. But yeah, there's still a bunch that we still have to review, and we'll hopefully get more that we can do on the couch. It's been really busy with school and the baby coming and everything, but we'll try and crank something out. Yeah. All right, so we'll see you guys next time.